So let's just do Paul George. Why
Let's
I
do
have
Paul
him.
George. I do
Yeah,
think he has taken a little bit of a step back defensively. He's not the all the four positional defender that he once was. He's still a really
yeah.
good defender, but he's more of a wing slash power
Power
forward
forward. Yeah,
defender, which is still
yeah,
fine. He's going to be really, really good this year. He might be the second
yeah.
best shooting guard in the league this year because he's going to be the Clippers' best
Backup.
player and the first
Yeah,
option for a very
yeah,
long time, at least until Kawhi, if he ever plays.
yeah.
But I just think the playoff performance we saw 2 years ago is always going to be held against him. He wasn't the greatest in the playoffs this year either, and even in the regular season, I don't know, like his numbers
He's,
offensively are not any better than Donovan Mitchell or Bradley Beal. In fact, Bradley Beal's
yeah,
are a lot better.
yeah. The difference is, like you said, he is one of the best wing slash power forward
Yeah,
defenders in the league. And his regular season stats aren't the greatest, right? That OKC year, he was averaging 28.
yeah,
The first year with the Clippers, he went all the way down to 21.5. And this year, 23.3. So, less points than those guys. But in playoffs, man, this guy stepped it up. Like, he has such a. The thing is with his playoffs is like, he has just like, yeah, like 30, 30, 30,
yeah,
13,
yeah,
30, 30. Like that
yeah,
one 13-point game is just
yeah,
all over the Twitter, all over social media, pandemic P's coming back, all that stuff, right?
yeah,
But this guy averaged 26.9 points in the playoffs with one steal, half a block, 5.4 assists, 9.6 rebounds. At he shot 84% from the free throw line, 50% effective field goal percentage, 51% from the 2-point percentage, 33.6% from 3-point percentage. Like he was decently efficient. He averaged a lot of points and he was the best rebounder on this list by far,
yeah,
the best defender on this list come playoff time by far. So I just think the rebounding to defensive and then the playmaking at 5.4, other than the guy we have at 1, James Harden,
hmm,
he was arguably the best playmaker on this list by far. So now you have the best playmaker, defender, and a rebounder who's also averaging 27.
yeah.
That's number two.
He is averaging 27. He in the playoffs he did.
Yeah,
That was on 20 shots a game. He only shot 33.6% from three, which is not
yeah.
efficient at all. Taking 8 shots a game. I don't think anyone on this list taking 20 shots a game in the playoffs would have been able to average 25.
Would they have about the same
They wouldn't
rebounding,
have the same
defensive
rebounding, and they
impact?
probably wouldn't have the same defense. Like I said, I think if we did it after this season, or at least like maybe like
Yeah,
halfway through this regular season, he probably would be
he's
my number
definitely
two.
number two. Yeah,
But I gotta give respect to someone like Bradley Beal, who's averaging 31, 4.5, 4.5 on pretty good efficiency on a team that he was playing on. I have to give respect to that.
but when last time Paul George played on that exact same team, he
Yeah.
was number 3 in MVP. I'm talking about that Russell Westbrook team, which
Right.
Bradley Beal just played with. He was number 3 in MVP. He was number 3 in Defensive Playmaker of the Year voting.
Mm-hmm.
They made the playoffs as a 6 seed, unlike like an 8 seed in the East. A 6 seed in the West is much harder to make. Uh, they they did decent. You know what I mean? They were like
Yeah.
that team was much better, even though they had like essentially the same amount of pieces, right? Basically, Russell Westbrook plus star, Beal versus PG, and a bunch of you know mediocre NBA players. And I don't know, PG showed that he could do that, and he showed he could take a step back with Kawhi,
Mm-hmm.
and still be this guy. And the thing with PG is you have to realize he still guards the best player
Yeah.
quarters 1 to 3 and the first 2 minutes of the fourth quarter before Kawhi says, "All right, I'll guard him." And Kawhi kind of gets all the credit for it because
Mm-hmm.
99% of NBA fans are like on their phone the first 3 quarters and then
Yeah.
start paying attention the fourth quarter, right? That's when like most people start paying attention. So they just see Kawhi on him, and man, PG is really underrated because of that fact, because he's always guarding the best player. Because Marcus Morris doesn't have the foot speed. Reggie Jackson, Patrick Beverly, they're just smaller than most of the best players, so they can't
Mm-hmm.
guard him. Serge Ibaka was just injured most of the time, so he couldn't guard him. And just PG just stepped up, as that like power forward, wing defender. And man, he just did so much for this Clippers team.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here so you never miss the best clips from Stretch the Floor. Hit the links in the description below to find us on all podcast platforms, and follow us on Instagram.